How's it going, everybody? Vape Vapors back again. It's Saturday, October 10th, and I said I would come back in a couple days and tell you what I thought about the Rdta profile Rdta. Okay, it came in a box like this. I had an unboxing. Same old profile box, right? Now I want to go over one thing again, because what I was really impressed about this thing is that the contents of the box. You get the profile Rdta. You get a framed staple Clapton. That's a new mesh coil, or a Clapton coil, which you bend with the bending tool just like the mesh coils, and stick them in there. You get two pieces of those. One piece of Next Mesh Clapton, one piece of Next Mesh Extreme, one piece of Next Mesh Turbo. So in total you get 5 pieces of mesh, which would cost you, I think it's $8.99 on the net, or $10 or something like that for Next Mesh, somewhere in that range. So you're getting $5 worth of mesh strips with this. Alright, and then you get the e-liquid transfer, which is the base of the Rdta. The Rdta adapter, and I could take that out and show you guys again, but it's in my last video. Just look at my last video. It goes on the bottom of the top part. I'll show you that in a minute. You can make it into a 1.5 profile, but it's got a way larger base and well. And I'll get more into that in a minute when I show you what's going on with it. So then it gives the bending tool, the cross head screwdriver, the Allen key, 2 pieces of 6mm cotton strip, 2 pieces of 3mm cotton strip, user manual, and accessory bag. Now there's all the things that are in it. It's on the side of the box, so you people, so I know I'm reading it. Each one of those is a different thing. Okay. Let's see if I can get that in focus. You guys can see all the stuff in this thing. Absolutely a whole myriad of stuff for you guys. And I bought this for $32, but I had a coupon on it too, so it only cost me $11 because I work with myvpro.com, who I order from, and I had to build up some bonus points. So Mr. Just Right One just hit it out of the park again, but everybody knows about him anyway. So anyway, I put it on top of a dual barrel smock. Okay, it's 150 watt, I think. Let me look and see. So I don't tell you guys something stupid. Now it goes up to 225 watts, dual 18650. 18650 batteries that go in the bottom of these. Okay, 2 in there in the bottom. Got these for $19 a piece. Just wanted a couple mods, new mods. They were cheap, so I stuck it on top of there. So you can see it's like the profile on top with the Rdta tank on the bottom, right? It's got the screen around it and all that, right? So the first thing I noticed about it, people, was this. As you can see, I've got the top airflows shut off on this. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that if it comes in focus. It should, if I get it in there somewhere. Anyway, back here maybe. Anyway, the bottom 2 are open, the top one's closed off. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. First thing I noticed was the drip tip. The drip tip has a gold band around it. Okay, and I'm not going to take it out of there. No reason to. But this drip tip is the widest bore drip tip I've ever seen from Rdta, and pretty much a lot of different mods or drip tips out there. Now, I put my Profile Unity. You guys remember the Profile Unity, right? I've switched that drip tip. The Profile Unity came with this drip tip, this gold one. the gold flake, and the gold flake is the same on this Rdta. but I want you to see the difference. You see how much wider that one is compared to this one, the old profile Unity? So anyway, this is a whole lot wider. That's the first thing I noticed. Okay, the 4 metal rods that feed the e-juice up into the Rdta so you can vape it to your cotton and Clapton coil were already installed, but they were loose. And if you look at Rip Tripper's video, you'll see that these need to be made a little bit bigger. But I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever by vaping it for 3 days real heavy. Okay, so those are doing fine. You get two extra ones of those too, in case you bin one or you can't get it back in. You get 2 extra ones of those in your package. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you what's going on with this thing. We're going to take the top off. That's essentially the profile top, and they give you a base you can screw on here. Okay, so what you would do is you take the base out of here, because this unscrews. Alright, and you will put it inside and then put the cap on the bottom, and it makes it into a profile 1.5. Alright, so I don't know, we're going to see if we can get this on cam. This is the new coil. It's a Clapton wiry looking, kind of half the thickness of Clapton regular coil, you know. Let's see if I can get it in there closer for you. These things, people, are awesome. Awesome. You wick this thing just like a profile. You don't wick it like a Unity or anything like that, okay? Wick it just like a profile. This base and well are bigger. There's about 2 millimeters wider, this thing, okay? So now, on this thing in the inside there, you see that hole back here? That's where you fill it up. Then there's an air vent hole very smaller on the other side, but you're not going to be able to, you won't be able to see it. So let me show you something here. I use Twist, everybody. I love Twist. I use Fried. I've got some Candy King. That's what I like, okay? So when I take a 60 ml bottle of Fried, this is strawberry cookie twist. It fits right in that hole, people. And you kind of hold it up like this and make sure you fill it up so you don't overfill it. And it works fine. I've never had one drop come out of it, and it fills it right up. That's how you do it, right there. Right in that hole. See it? See the hole on the side? Works good. Works fine. This isn't a screw off top where or you can take the squonk pin out of it if you want. You can take the squonk pin out of it and go ahead and drip it if you want. Empty the tank. I don't know why you would do that. You know, you can drip down on top of there if you think it's not saturated enough. But or if you make it into a profile 1.5. But anyway, look at that. That coil, this new coil, is probably the strip that I'm going to go to from now on. This thing is awesome. So you take your barrel, right, and you fill it up. You take your barrel, you put it right back on there. You twist it. Just twist it a bit. And it sits right down on there. I got some e-juice off of that bottle on my fingers, so I'm gonna clean it off a little. Okay, so it sits down on there flush. See? So I told you about the wide drip tip, right? I've got this thing on 70 watts. Okay. And the holes on the honeycomb, the top layer, is shut off. So let's vape it. Now wait for this. Oof. Alright, this has the best airflow of that drip tip with the honeycomb that everybody knows about in the profile. The profile has the best airflow I've ever had on a mesh device on this, okay? The flavor on this Rdta with that Clapton coil in there, people, is better than a profile 1.5 in a profile. I hate to say it like that. Nobody else probably online has said it like that, but I think there's one or two I've seen. But it's better by about 10%. This thing is absolutely awesome. With that clap, I don't know if it's the device itself with the wider base that's getting more juice on the cotton, or it's the Clapton wired mesh strip. I'm thinking it's the mesh strip and a combination of both, okay? But this I have to give 100% thumbs up to as being a great device. I've never had any problems with it. Now, I've never laid it down on its side. Rip Tripper's video and other videos say if you lay it down on your side, it'll leak. So I just don't lay it down on my side. I figure you kind of, if you lay any mod with a tank on it down on its side for too long, it's going to do something somehow anyway. Alright, so it's kind of dumb to do that. You just stand it up, right? You sit it on your desk, right? So the flavor on this thing is awesome. Now I haven't taken it above 70, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this up to 80. Okay? I'll show you here in a second. 80 watts, Clapton wire coil, new from NextMesh and Watofo in the profile Rdta, 80 watts. Oh man. I'm going to tell you what, that's a warm vape right there, buddy. That's a warm vape. This thing's crackling and snapping a little bit down the bottom, which I like as long as it doesn't spit at you. You know, I like a little tiny bit of crackle here and there because you know that juice is just all over that cotton. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take it up to 85 watts. Okay. Do you see where I'm going with this Clapton mesh strip? This thing I would think, and I'm not going to do it right now, and I don't vape that high, but some of you people that do want to vape that high, now I would suggest that you get these Clapton coils, put them in your profiles, put them in your profile unities, put it in your profile 1.5s, okay, because they are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, I don't think, wait now, let me take that back. You can't put these in the profile. You can put them in the profile 1.5 in this one because of the wider openings to put it in. So you wouldn't be able to put it in the profile. Disregard that. But this coil, I have not seen them being sold separately for 10 piece, you know, like they do the other NextMesh. But I'm sure they're going to come out with it because these things are awesome. Okay, so we're back on 70 watts again. This thing is a mother chucking cloud flavor beast. I'm telling you. Now I haven't taken this off and made it into a 1.5, but I plan on doing it because I've ordered 2 more of them. And I didn't put it on my top side light, but because I didn't want to remove my squonk pen from Dopopo's top side light. Let me show you what I mean. You see the squonk pen here? That's how Dopopo's got it. You take that out, put a solid one in there. You put another plastic fitting on here. It doesn't have the tank, and it makes it into a regular mod. That's why this excuse me, God, I'm not used to vaping that high, people. So you put another plastic thing in that brings this down to about right here, flush, and it's a regular 21700 mod. But these things now, one thing I left out of my last videos, you can go look at my videos on this. I think this is the best device on the market today for squonking and for, well, I can't say for being just strictly a mod, because it only goes up to 90 watts. Okay? But as for a squonk device, this thing is super light, super good in your hand. 10 mils in there, I think, of e-juice. Got a 1.5 profile on top of there. I've got a turbo next mesh strip in it. But I was going to put my Rdta on one of those, but I'm going to go ahead and order a separate one for it. But for the review on this, buy. This is an outstanding, again, from Mr. Just Right One and with Topo. Rdta. I call it a tank mesh device. You know, so, and it fills easily. No dripping, no leaking. I haven't had one issue with this. The airflow, again, is super airflow with the top one. Way more airflow with the top line closed off, and I have the top line closed off on all my profiles. And this one has twice as much airflow. So some of you might want to close that down even further. Okay? But I'm telling you, the flavor is 10% better in this than all the profile devices. Can you believe that? It's Clapton or that well is really saturating that cotton in that mesh strip just perfectly. I'm telling you right now, I'm raving over this thing. Now, some people might not like it. You see how big it is? Let me get this up here. There's a profile 1.5. Do you understand? Some people be turned off by how big it is. But let's go up here. Do you see how the profile is smaller? If you put the plate that they give you in the equipment, they give you the pieces. If you make it into a 1.5, it's bigger. And people are saying online that because of that well's deeper in the Clapton quote, it's better than a 1.5 profile. And I'm going to say right now, without doing it, that it is. It has to be, because it's just going to saturate everything so much more. You're also going to use up your e-juice a lot faster with this thing, because I filled this thing up. I mean, it eats some e-juice, people. So it's an e-juice hog. But anyway, I like this thing. Look, you know, I always tell you at the end of the video that I don't get paid for these videos. YouTube refuses to pay any vape reviewers for videos, and I don't get paid by companies like the big guys do, who sit there and try to sell you every pod device, which I'm never going to do. I'm only going to tell you what gives the most flavor and the most technically advanced that's come out today, and this is one of them. This is outstanding. Okay? So hit my like, hit my subscribe button. I need more subscribers so I can keep going and making these videos. And your input in the comments is welcome to me. I answer all of them at this point in time. And I'm looking at another device right now, but it might be a few days before I decide whether or not I'm going to do it. I have to look. I just don't purchase these things without looking at some other way people do them and everything else. So anyway, have a good day, and I'll be back soon